This
Wait,
conference will now be recorded.
I'll just take you guys with this demo session wherein we will discuss about how the SCCM session will be conducted, what all things will be covered in the session, and how long the duration, how long the training will be conducted. And if you guys have any question, you can let me know about it. Okay.
Sure.
So, Microsoft System Center Config Manager. Um, First of all, I'll discuss about the training duration. So this training duration is 35 hours in total. We do weekdays session and weekend session. So for weekdays, every day we are doing 1.5 hour session Monday to Friday, and it will take at least 25 to 28 days to cover all the topics. Then we have weekend session. Weekend we do 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday. And to finish all the topics on for weekend session, it will take 6 weekends. Okay. Um, now now we'll talk about the SCCM historical details. When SCCM was started, it was basically not SCCM before. It was System Management Server that was started in 1994, and the first version was named as SMS 1.0. Then in the year 1999, Microsoft released SMS 2.0, then 2003. Then from 2007 onwards, Microsoft changed the naming convention from SMS to SCCM. Basically, SCCM is System Center Config Manager. System Center is a family name, and Config Manager is one of the products inside System Center. We have multiple versions of System Center. Like from 2007 onwards, Microsoft started releasing multiple versions like SCCM 2007, then SP1, SP2, SP3. Then in the year 2012, they released SCCM 2012 with multiple versions. Then Microsoft changed the naming convention. They stopped SP1, SP2, and R2. Rather, they started using year and month. So in the year 2015 November, SCCM 1511 was released. So 15 is the month and 11 is 15 is the year and 11 is the month. Then in the year 2016, they released these three versions: 1602, 1606, 1610. Similarly, in the year 2017, they released these three versions. And in the year 2018, they have released these versions so far. So the current version of SCCM is 1810. That's the latest version of SCCM. So it started in 1994, and latest version of SCCM is 1810. So these are the historical details of SCCM. Then regarding certification, if you would like to go for the certification after taking this training, you need to take this exam 70-703, and the name of this exam is Administering Microsoft System Center Config Manager and Cloud Services Integration. The cost of this exam is $160. Now the total marks is 1000. You need to score at least 700 to pass the exam. After you take this exam, you will get MCTS certificate, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. Now, if you discuss about the opportunities in SCCM, there are n number of opportunities available because SCCM holds 43% of market share. System administrators, those who are working on SCCM profile, they are earning somewhere around 45 US dollar as per the statistic. We have a lot of opportunities available as per Indeed and Dice website. These are the two leading job portals in US and Canada. We have three sites in SCCM. First one is central administration site, second one is primary site, and the third one is secondary site. These are the sites in SCCM. Now, central administration site is basically a optional site that is required only when you have more than 100,000 devices to manage or when you have more than one primary site in your SCCM architecture. Then it is used for administration and reporting. It needs a SQL Server database. It is not the one who is doing client processing data. It does not it does not process client data. It does not support client assignment. Basically, this is an optional assignment, optional site in SCCM. It is only needed when you have more than 100,000 devices or when you have more than one primary site. Then we have primary site. Primary site is basically the core of SCCM. Without this, SCCM cannot be built. This is like mandatory in SCCM. Okay. Now, primary site also needs a SQL Server database. All the devices are all the clients are assigned to primary site. So this is the only site in SCCM where the devices are assigned to. Okay. Um, then we have secondary site. Basically, secondary site is also an optional site in SCCM. It cannot exist without primary. You must have a primary site server, then only secondary site can exist. It is needed when only in one condition, when you have devices in remote location. If you have devices in remote location where the bandwidth is um, where you have low bandwidth, then only it is required. Secondary site is required, otherwise it is not required. It requires SQL Express or SQL Server database to replicate the data. I'm not going into details, guys. Okay, it does not support client assignment. The client is not assigned to secondary site. All the clients are assigned to the primary site. Okay. Now this is the hierarchy of SCCM. If you have one building wherein only one office is there, and let's say there are like 50,000 devices in that building, so you just need one primary site to manage all the devices. If you have one head office and you have expanded your business to Seattle and Boston, then you put two secondary site in these region because these are on remote location, right? So and both the secondary site will be reporting to primary site. So this example is to show you primary plus secondary. Now the third example is when you have thousands and thousands of devices, very big organization where you have more than 100,000 devices to manage. Then you put central administration site on the top of the hierarchy. Then you have primary site, three primary site, and then you have multiple secondary site. These are the secondary site which are on the remote location. So this example shows you the central plus primary plus secondary. One more diagram. Central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy. Then we have primary site, two primary site, and these are the secondary site which are reporting to this primary site. These are the secondary site which are reporting to this primary site. Then we have site roles in SCCM. These are the site roles. Okay, every site has its functionality. I'm not going to going into details what each site roles does. So like we have management point, which is like communication bridge. Then we have distribution point. Okay. Okay, so we have management point, distribution point, WSUS. We have software update point to integrate WSUS in SCCM. Then we have fallback status point. For example, if one distribution point is down, the client can get the data from a different site, and that is called fallback status point. Then we have application catalog website point. That is required to create an internal website so that internal user can go to that website and download their applications from that website. They don't have to go to internet. Application catalog web service point to connect the website to SCCM so that SCCM can publish the application on that website. Then we have SMS provider. SMS provider is basically the um, postman which is taking the data from SCCM and feeding into SQL database. Then we have asset intelligence that actually does the categorization of all the applications. Like in browser category you will have some application, then player category you will have some application. Then we have endpoint protection, which is like antivirus to keep your computers safe and secured. So you can also deploy antivirus to all the target computers. Then we have service connection point. Service connection point is basically to keep your SCCM up to date. As and when the new version of SCCM is released, you can download and install that version through service connection point. Then Intune is basically mobile device management. To integrate Intune in SCCM, you need this service connection point. Then we have state migration point. Basically, it is used to capture users' data before we start the migration job. For example, we are migrating from Windows 7 to Windows 10. It will capture the user's profile, and then it will restore after Windows 10 is after the operating system is installed. Then these are the features and functionality like asset management, client management, administrative feature. So then we will do lab setup. There are two types of lab which we can do for SCCM. Either we go on local or on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center. So on local computer, if you are going to set up your SCCM lab, minimum requirement is 12 gigabyte RAM, quad core processor, and 300 gigabyte hard drive is required. For cloud data center, you need to have one computer with internet connection. That's it. Okay. So in lab, this will be our lab architecture. We will have three Windows server. One will be domain controller, another primary, then SQL Server database and client computer. All will be joined to the same LAN network, and will start doing all the practicals like deploying of application patches and operating system deployment, all mobile device management. So that is going to be end-to-end um, uh, utilization of SCCM application. So these will be, I'm not going into details. I just, discussed about the topics, what we are going to do. And when we go in the actual training, then we will go deep dive and understand each and every component. Plus, we will install all these things practically. Like I have, if you would like to see, I have my SCCM setup on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center, and these are my computers, right? This is my SCCM setup. So similar setup, I'll help you guys, and you guys will also have your SCCM lab here on either on cloud data center or on local computer, and then we will perform all these tasks. Okay, any question, anyone?
So basically, what you'll be covering? You'll be covering imaging, software deployments. Like I'm working as a SCCM administrator right now, but not with much experience. So I just want to know
Yeah.
what complete
uh,
you'll be covering complete roles and roles of the SCCM. Or right now, I'm working on only the application deployments and everything. But mostly, I want to dive into endpoint managements, imaging mainly.
okay, give me 1 minute. I'll just take you through the SCCM Microsoft System Center course content. I think this is the one. Yeah. Okay, so basically this will be covered in the training. So start from the beginning. We will discuss about the overview of SCCM architecture. Then we will discuss about what all sites are there. Then we will discuss about site roles. Then we will discuss about what all things we have to do before the deployment of primary site. All the prerequisite, we will install everything and we will deploy primary site server. Then after deploying a primary site server, we will discover all the resources in SCCM and organize all the resources. Then we will deploy we'll push agent to all the computers, right? Then we will see how the inventory is collected from the devices, like hardware inventory, software inventory, and software metering or asset intelligence. Then querying and reporting. We'll discuss about how the query is done in SCCM, how you can create your own custom query, own custom reports. Okay. Then we'll deploy software applications to the devices and see how the application is deployed through application model and package model. Then we will also see software update, the how the patching. We will deploy patches to the devices and see how that is done. Then we will deploy operating system through SCCM. Okay. Then endpoint protection. We will deploy antivirus endpoint protection to all the computers, and we will see how we can create the policy and keep that application up to date. Then compliance setting to keep the computer compliant. We will discuss and perform these tasks. Mobile device management, the Intune one, right? Then we will configure power management and remote control. Then we will perform the backup of SCCM and do the disaster and recovery. So we will completely dismantle SCCM, like delete SCCM, and we will rebuild with the backup file. Then we will create addition of new secondary site. So we will create one secondary site. We will see how the secondary site is managing the devices, how the sites, how the devices are you know, how the devices are taking the content and it is uploading the discovery data from secondary site. So those things we will be discussing about and performing that task. Then maintenance of maintenance window, role-based administration, accessing SCCM console from a different computer, Resource Explorer, Windows 10 servicing model, Office 365, upgrade SCCM from old version to new version. These are the things which we are going to perform in this session. So it is a complete end-to-end
SCCM training.
uh, SCCM administration, architecture, designing plus administration. So after this session, you will be able to understand how SCCM architecture is designed, and how to implement SCCM and how to use SCCM in your production environment. So that is how the and this is basically aligned to the certification 70-703 is the certification um, exam code. So, and I'll give you the dumps as well. So after this training, I'll help you with the dumps so that you can take this exam. Clear?
Yep.
Any question?
Not from me.
Azizi, I can't hear you since the beginning. Okay, so I am starting one batch in the evening, 9 o'clock today. Okay, what time is suitable for you,
What is
Venkat?
9 IST Indian time?
IST? Are you from India or
I'm in
you are
US.
staying outside USA?
I'm in USA. Yep.
So 9. In which time zone you are in?
I'm in Eastern time.
Eastern time. So 9 p.m. Then that will be 10:30 a.m. morning for you. Is it possible for you to join that session?
Not really. I'll be in the office from 8 to 5.
Oh, okay. So this is the best time for you, right?
This time works best for me.
Okay, fine, no worries. So we will start the session hopefully from tomorrow, same time, or so you, what is the time there? I think the time is 8 o'clock.
Right now,
8,
yep.
8 o'clock. Okay. So probably I'll be doing your time 8:30. Will that work for you?
Yeah,
8:30 to
fine.
10
Yep.
o'clock?
Yep, that works for me.
Okay. So if you are interested to join the session, we'll start from tomorrow.
Sure. Can you just send me your phone number too? In the text.
Yeah, so you received an email, right? With the meeting link, right?
Yeah. Okay, it has details. Yep.
Yeah, so you have the details there. You can reply to that, and then we can you can
Actually,
join the session. Yeah.
I got a text message. Like one of my friends, he sent it to me in a group.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any email or anything on that.
You got a text message from where?
One of my friends, I think he got an email or something.
Okay, okay. What is your Email address?
Venkat, Venkat,
Mm-hmm.
Joginapalli,
J-O-G. Mm-hmm.
Jogiinapally @gmail.com.
Okay. So Srinivas will send you an email, and here is my phone number 9892354331. You can send me a WhatsApp message if you would like to contact me, and
Sure.
yeah, I'll assist you further.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, fine. So I'm done with the demo session. We'll start from tomorrow, and if you go through the enrollment process. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Krish.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.